Hi guys, welcome to the channel of love. I was just looking, it's 11:44. Let's have a look at this energy for today. I'm unsure as to what it is. I did just see a magpie, just one, and I remember it being one for sorrow, two for joy, but I only saw the one. So let's have a look. Now I've got the fairy tarot and I've got the archangel power tarot out. We're hippieing it today. Peace out, man. I find it quite amusing, and it keeps the hair off my face. I think it amuses my children as well, but I think they're used to it by now. Okay, let's use these fairy tarot. See what cards want to come out. The world. A brilliant success. The freedom to go in any direction. A journey that is now complete. Six of Spring. Wonderful news is on its way. Smart choices that bring rewards, success and public recognition. Three of Summer. News worth celebrating. Announcements such as weddings, graduations or births. Friends you cherish. Well, it's all sounding very good, isn't it? Six of Autumn. The good you do comes back to you. An unexpected inflow of money. Borrowing wisely or repaying a debt. I'm going to carry on. I think we're going to get one more. Seven of Spring. Be assertive and don't back down from what you believe. Courageously stand up for yourself. The Wheel. Delays are over. Sudden or unexpected good luck. A new car or travel. Nice. Nice. So I'm thinking a new car, travel. Yeah, both of those things been on my mind today. Okay, so we're going to get some more cards. They speak for themselves. So let's see what the Archangel Power Tarot want to say. There's a cat around. Someone's having a scratch. Hello, Lily. Hello. She's chilling in the shade. Oh no, she's coming. Hello. Come on in. Oh, that's the microphone. Well, it's my headphones. Sorry, guys. I don't know why you're crying. Okay. It says decision. Release, release yourself from that which holds you back. A need to detox unnecessary worry based on a lack of self-confidence. Right, that's with the World card. A brilliant success, the freedom to go in any direction, and a journey that is now complete. So that means the cycle's been wrapped up, and that, let me just show you. So here's the World card. So it looks like a cycle has been wrapped up. You've now got the freedom to go in any direction. A brilliant success, which means that you're going on to good new beginnings. But there's there's a decision here, which is release yourself from that which holds you back. And seeing as it ends in the Seven of Spring and it says be assertive and don't back down from what you believe, courageously stand up for yourself, it's kind of like coming in with the beginning, and then you've got the kind of middle bit here, which looks like it's really good news if you can actually stand up for yourself and go after. It says unnecessary worry based on a lack of self-confidence. So it looks like there's a brand new beginning here. You just need to make a decision to actually go for it. Six of Spring. Wonderful news is on its way. Smart choices that bring rewards, success and public recognition. It's about being in the public eye and actually, it's like some kind of leader, spiritual leader. I've got coming through about the role. I'm not sure what that... hello? You're molting. You've got like a little buggy on you. It was just, oh, it was on my finger. Hold on, let me just remove him. There we go, all good. All good. Two of Michael. It will all be better if you just make a decision. Over-analysing the problem, you need to find a compromise. With this wonderful news, success and public recognition, it's a real big decision here on whether or not you take this new beginning. Then we've got the Three of Summer. It's news worth celebrating, announcements such as weddings, graduations or births, friends you cherish. The Magician's here. It says you can manifest the life you want. What you need will magically appear. Successful beginnings. So it's news worth celebrating. Look here. You are the magician. It's like you're the master manifester. You can make this. It's like this is yours for the taking. Six of Autumn. It's about balancing out now. So the good that you do comes back to you. There's an unexpected inflow of money. Borrowing wisely or repaying a debt. So that's really just about giving and receiving. The Ten of Raphael. Love and blessings fill your life, harmonious relationships with family members. Here's your happily ever after. This is your new beginning. The good you do comes back to you. Which means that, well, it says happily ever after, so this is a relationship that is equal. It's balanced. That's what I'm looking for, it's balanced. It's like that home's protected now. Or there's a lot of treasure within that environment. It's a ten of Cups. So we've got the Seven of Spring, which is be assertive, don't back down from what you believe, courageously stand up for yourself. Two of Gabriel, make bold and ambitious choices. Great progress is possible. Important relationships with people who share your vision. Well, it's here, isn't it? Eight of Raphael. There is something better waiting for you. Do what you know is right for you, a spiritual quest. Okay. Right. I'm going to put these away. And we'll have a look with some other cards. The Wheel, delays are over, sudden or unexpected good luck. So there's a hesitance here on actually making this bold move. I think it's really picking up on the Divine Masculine's energy. Sorrow. The energy this morning was rather emotional. I've got your hair everywhere now. Yeah, I know. Okay. I'll just clear them away later. Oh, Lily. You need a brush. Let's have a look what the Rider-Waite. I need to put my glasses on. I find that when I'm outside, I'm most definitely more of a feminine energy. And then when I go inside, I'm kind of like turning up really harsh and heartless sometimes, I feel. It's like my masculine side comes out. I'm standing outside, it's more chilled out here. And, yeah. Okay, let's have a look at what the Rider-Waite wants to say. Well, there's the passion. We've got the Emperor. That would be the Divine Masculine's energy. And he's resting, rejuvenating, healing, studying the arts. A very stillness here. Yeah, the Six of Pentacles, this is about bringing in the balance. So it's that card that we just had about, oh, that's probably why I didn't put them away. Six of Pentacles. Six of Autumn. I'm going to keep that one out. So I want to say that this is about the Emperor actually allowing this good to come back to him. Yeah. This is about going after it, leaving the past behind. You may feel like you're being sneaky. And I kind of want to say it's more about being intrigued about the role you're going to be going into, which is going to be a very... I actually want to say a very magnifying role, and I don't know why I would use that, because actually I really wanted to kind of say more of a... It's the magnetism. That's a real tough one because it's bliss. What you'll be going into is your happily ever after, where you would just find that you would just vibe on this high frequency. So everybody that you meet, everybody that you interact with, what kind of career, well, who knows, because it probably just won't be the one. Because when you're enlightened, you connect with all. It's like being a walking, not walking dead, but like a walking enlightened being that beams, a beacon. Come up with public recognition now. We're here to change templates, the way that things are done, and bring it back to the core of it, which is love. So the role, it would just flow. There's a decision card. King of Pentacles. It's a security. The cards are wobbling. The wind's picked up a little bit. That's the Divine Feminine's energy. Okay, let's stop and just have a look at this. This is about working towards your craft. Okay, this kind of matters, especially to a masculine. It's like, what will the work involve? Um, and there's 8 pentacles, which, like I just said, there's different areas. It will just kind of flow, and um, it will never be dull or boring. I don't really know how else to explain it at the moment. I'm sure the cards are going to, so I think this is about wanting to know more about the role of a spiritual union with a partner, which is with the divine feminine. Also, the role as you as the divine masculine. What does that mean? That means you just get to be you, and then that's enough. So, for some reason I've kept this out. The good you do comes back to you. An unexpected inflow of money, borrowing wisely or repaying a debt. So when you balance out the scales, it's about giving and receiving. Okay, let me show you these cards. So we've got the Emperor sitting there on his throne. Normally a hard one to budge. Looks here like, though, if I come in close, he's looking out the corner of his eyes, look, as if to, so he's wondering. He's resting, meditating and connecting to, I'm going to say spirituality. That's a card of solitude, no movement, definitely healing from the past. There's a not wanting to fight here, the sword's under the bed. He is praying. Could be praying for these scales to balance out, for this good to come back. And we have the Seven of Pentacles, which means you're actually going to have to leave somewhere and go after. So there's going to have to be that leap of faith. But this is the deception card. So you could feel that you're being a bit deceitful. But where you're going to is good places. You have every right to feel like you're actually going to accomplish something now, but there's a decision to be made. And like I said, maybe it's not so much about, it's more about taking that leap of faith than actually what do you choose, because I think if you choose spirituality, which is obviously the one that's kind of beaming there in the middle, and it's covered up, going into the unknown. There's some nasties in them cups there, but then there's some, there's some treasures. Good girl. So decision time. It's like, do you choose the unknown? It's the King of Pentacles, so he's wanting something that's stable, secure. This will be, the husband card. And then we have the feminine here, the divine feminine, who's a single, independent energy, which means that she's stable on her own. It's about joining together. We've got the Wheel, which is destiny. It says delays are over, sudden or unexpected good luck, a new car will travel. And then we've got the Eight of Raphael, which is, you can see that she's there waiting for him to cross over the bridge. She's actually got the treasure here. She may have a cat or a dog, I'm not sure. So that's kind of like home, out of the woods, into the clearing, isn't it? It's really weird actually, because I felt like going out into the woods today to do a reading. It was like, come on, let's go into the woods. And then I've kind of my cards have developed a bit more. Let's just see. I think there's a couple in here I don't want in here. I don't want that one. That one's not part of it. and little progression on them. I think they're cute. I might glitter them up. Can you imagine the readings? There'll be glitter everywhere. Right, okay, so what did it say yesterday? It's just spend a little bit, you know, even an hour or two just on a project that I thoroughly enjoy it. They're unique then, aren't they? They're mine, handmade, proper handmade. To the point, you know, actually buy cards and cut them out this size, and acrylic paint now. I don't actually really know the difference between paints, but acrylic seems to be good on them. Okay, let's see. Master Manifester. That's what I said. It was in the middle of this reading, the first that we pulled, which was the Magician. You can manifest the life you want. What you need will magically appear. Successful beginnings. Maybe I'll work on the writing today, but that does say Master Manifester. It's the Magician card. Let's get another one from here. That basically means you can manifest whatever you desire. So it's like you think it, it will appear. Maybe not when, you know, straight away, but as you start to add to these, you'll start to play with the universe. So that's another role, Master Manifester. So you'll start to play with the universe and watch the abundance come in a completely different way. And that's what happens when you're the other side of the veil. So, got two here. I've got a blank one, which I know is the Divine Masculine, because I kind of ballsed up that card. So it's blank, but I know it's the Divine Masculine. Actually, I think there's two in here that are blank. But that's the Divine Masculine. And he's wanting feminine compassion. This is a Strength card. It's wanting someone to achieve and experience this with, which will be the Divine Feminine. So it's like you won't be alone. I said it's just this feeling of bliss every day. But will you allow yourself to have that? Bottom, the awakening of the student, wanting to know more. That's what it says. So this is this curious energy, and this is what I felt coming on. It's like you want to know about the role. Well, I think that's only fair when you start, when you actually come across that, you know, you're here for a big reason. There's a big purpose, there's a big mission. It's whatever you imagine it to be. That's how it is being a master. It's whatever you imagine it to be. Whether that will be being a world leader, working in law, the justice system, children, homelessness, schooling, nutrition, nature, animals, tarot, mentoring. What else? Community work, charity work, third world countries, radiating just love across our world, journalism, authors, poets, musicians. Okay, so should we go to the Oracle? Let's go to the Oracle and see what they want to say. I feel like I want to go straight to a Rumi. Normally I do a Rumi at the end of the reading. Some things are very hard to explain. They're just a knowing. You know what you're capable of. You know what you desire to do. You know the change you wish to see within this world. And then we kind of like get all frazzled because we think that we have to just choose one area. No, it's about letting go, and divine will send and you will go as required. That will be an urge, a thought, an epiphany, an idea. And what's kind of amazing is why the two, the divine masculine and divine feminine coming together, is the pair of them can be each other's support, okay, with the strength card, which means they balance each other out. So the masculine will support the feminine when she's maybe, you know, not vibing as high as what she should be. He can actually take the weight of that without her, and then allow her to actually build herself back up. And then the masculine would drop and the feminine would stay high. It really is like a kind of team. It's teamwork. It's yin yang. It's a perfect blend. And together, even though they may work separately on little individual areas, they will always come together, and it will always be kind of incorporated together because there's an interest. It may not be that you have to work together on a certain project. With soulmates, you tend to find that they do come together and have an area where they work, okay, but they have their own little individual. Of course they would do, because we're unique, so they have their own little projects that they have on their own. But the other will be involved, but it'd be more maybe helping with decision making and the support, and it is the support. So at the bottom here it says she offers the sacred wine, so drink. She may get you drunk. It would just be fun. Like I said, never dull. It's about having a companion. Someone that you can share interests and hobbies. And somebody that wants to be involved in your life, and vice versa. Okay, let's see what a Rumi card, what Rumi card wants to come out. Have you gone in the shade now, Lily? You've caked me in hair. Blessing of Al-Hakim. Why do I feel we had this card not long ago? I might not be reading all of it. Let's see what I need to read from this. Start with the poem. Yeah. There's obviously a reason I've pulled this one first. It says, sell your cleverness and buy bewilderment. Cleverness is opinion. Bewilderment is vision. The gift of wisdom, the blessing of Al-Hakim, gurgles up from your heart. Her blessing is evoked by life, like the laughter of a babe joyfully responding to a playful tickle of the mother's hand. Wisdom can make divine sense of anything. If you can see that. So wisdom can make divine sense of anything, especially of that where logic is blinded. How I rever the blessing of Al-Hakim, of wisdom, for she is precious and welcome to me now and always, the dear friend who brings me such peace. Aeroplane going over. Okay. says this oracle also comes with special guidance to bring you peace. Look to the old ways, to the ancient wisdom teachings that run as one vein of life, giving love through all traditions. The old wisdoms teach of cycles, of timing, of letting go, to allow for the new life to happen, and of the greater intelligence and scheme of life to which we must surrender if we are ever to know even a moment's peace. The fire in your belly is a beautiful aspect of you. Just let it be the breath that swirls around and through the heart that ignites it, not the passing huffing and puffing of the impatient mind. For when the fire in the belly is fanned by the breath of the heart, you shall have peace and dynamic movement, restful stillness and soul-inspired action. All at once. It's perfect. I'm trying to explain to you what you get out of this. It's some kind of negotiation. It's like, oh, come on, like a fucking hippie. It's like, peace out, man. Okay, the fire in your belly is a beautiful aspect of you. Just let it be the breath that swells around and through the heart that ignites it, not the passing huffing and puffing of the impatient mind. For when the fire in the belly is fanned by the breath of the heart, you shall have peace and dynamic movement, restful stillness and soul-inspired action, all at once. You shall become one with the living holy paradox, and the healing power of your love shall know no bounds. How much clearer have we got to get? When I was doing this, the wind flipped over one of my cards. It says knowing without knowing. Knowing without knowing. Oh man, come on. Alright, so let's do some oracle. I had a funny feeling that there might have been a fly in there. There wasn't. I didn't feel anything, but it did. There was an old woman that swallowed a fly. I don't know why she swallowed a fly. Perhaps she died. Okay. I found one in there yesterday, but he was actually no, he wasn't. He was in a glass of water, but he was just swimming around in it. So I did manage to get him out. But I feel I might have swallowed the fly. I did eat ants once. That was so traumatic. When I was younger, we were rather poor and didn't have any money. And this was after my dad had left home. And me and my middle sister lived with my mum. And we really had no money. It was really... I mean, we was used to it, so we didn't really... Well, I think we knew. But we had free school dinners. So they were paid for. And for my mum, but being a single parent. And we used to have that meal, and that was our only meal really of the day. At the weekend, she would do a roast dinner. We would have that, but during the week there was just no food, and you'd open up the cupboards and there'd be, you know, jars of jam, and had a funny smell to it. It was just, I don't know. There just wasn't much. You kind of had to, and she kept tabs on the food and knew if you kind of took anything, so you was in trouble. But once my sister, we were going to have strawberry, I think it was strawberry jam she had found in the cupboard, and she done me strawberry jam on toast, and as I was getting through the last bit of jam, I just saw all these ants. I thought there were seeds, but they were actually ants. And I remember just kind of being paralysed, going, yeah, that was quite traumatic then. I actually remember my mum was there because she rang someone to say, I think my daughter swallowed a lot of ants, and they said she'd be fine. But yeah, that just brought that back. I don't think I've swallowed a fly, but for some reason it's brought back poverty. Jam. Don't do jam. I'll do seedless jam. Okay, right, now we've finished having a little chat about that and whether or not I swallowed a fly. Perhaps she'll die. That was hilarious, but I died because I had ants. My mum actually rang up. It's like, oh man. I did think that this morning actually when I thought, I wonder what people think. I mean, of me being dressed like this, and it's like, I don't really care. I had so many years where I was embarrassed about how I looked because I really had no clothes. It was poor. It was so poor. You would go to school, especially when you hit secondary school. I think that's really why I left early. I just didn't fit in. I couldn't go on any school trips, and oh, it was, my clothes were so, wasn't good when you were a teenager trying to fit in. And they'd have a day where you could go to school and wear your own clothes, and I would just go on in my uniform, pretend I'd forgotten, because I had no clothes to wear. In the end, I think it just got, I just left really at the age of 13. Went occasionally. That was just keep the educational welfare officers happy. Simplicity. These cards are flying everywhere. Oh, I've got the Page of Cups here, which is, it's obviously wanting to show me, look, there's love here. Oh, and another one's flown. The Clean Slate. We're just going to go with it, guys, alright? Okay. Now, I'm going to, let's put some stuff under. Simplicity, the simple life. Bow to that which is simple. You will find answers to your most complex issues and those questions that seem to defy the possibility of an answer. You will find a solution now through simplicity. Live one day at a time. Have gratitude for whatever you possibly can, even if you are yet to understand why you should be grateful, because you cannot perceive the gift hiding within your struggles quite yet. Trust in the goodness, I was going to say the godness, but trust in the goodness of life, seeking to serve you into becoming the fullness of all that you are. Yes, beloved, even in your darkest nights, the light of love is serving you. The most sophisticated of problems can be resolved through a simple answer: love. Trust, have faith, and be patient. Wait and you shall see. Let simplicity be. Do you think it's the mind just playing around when you think that you might have a fly lodged in like you? I think it is. There was no fly in there. I know that. It's amazing what the mind can make you think, isn't it? So, it really is, because I feel like I really want to I'm out to drink. I don't know how long we're going to be. I can't really go and put the kettle on, can I? I actually could and attach the videos together. I might do that. Okay. Should we finish this one first though, before I go and decide to make myself another drink? It's about peace again, man. Okay, I'm going to be back. There's more to talk about, isn't there? So, this oracle brings you an answer. Everything is going to be all right. Don't add fuel to the fire and look for ways to sort out complicated matters prematurely. Sometimes ingredients need to cook and percolate so that they can become a meal. The circumstances with which you are struggling will right themselves in time. Stay present and be patient. Pray in your own way. Meditation, time in nature, dance, and literally talk to the divine. When you need to take a clear, simple action, you will feel it. relax and know it is all going to work out for the best. Yeah, and that's how I feel. I don't begrudge myself any of this. No, this is what you call turning it around. So, here's the poem. There is peace for one whose heart is open. I'm going to go and get a coffee. I can attach these together, so I won't really be gone. But I am kind of going, just to go and get another cup of coffee, and just to swallow down this fly that I'm imagining is there. Okay, I'll be back soon. Okay, that must seem really weird, jumping from that to this. Okay, so there's been a bit of a time lapse. Where are we now? We're 13:39, so most definitely, because I remember saying that I was 11:44 when I started the beginning of this. Okay. For some reason, now I'm not to do any more outside, so we kind of been pulled in after my kind of little fly incident, or my ant story, whatever that was about. So, okay, I feel there's been a bit of a shift in the energy since I've kind of come back in. But I want to finish the reading. So I'm trying to think about what we was touching on, and it was about maybe the role of the divine masculine in the partnership and what that kind of looks like. So might be a slightly different energy now. I really need to move just the microphone. I've got nowhere to lay down the cards. Okay. And I'm extremely tired as well. So I've come over a little lethargic. Oh, Queen of Pentacles. Okay. So that would be the Divine Feminine's energy. Let's just pull some cards and see where we're going with this. Okay, communication's coming in quickly. Now this has come out kind of behind her back, so it could be that she's not aware of this. Been picking up on that, especially in yesterday's reading, about a surprise. There's the Hermit. So this is somebody that's been in solitude, finding, I want to say finding their wisdom. So it feels like definitely the Divine Masculine's energy, as in he's been studying, he actually knows now the path to take. He's following the star now. It's all leading again to the feminine's energy. I can show you. But her back is towards it, which makes me think that she's not aware of it. Yeah, there's a masculine here holding the world and a rod in his hand. Now that's the stage that you're at, where you're about to offer this wand to another person. I'm going to say this Queen of Pentacles, the Divine Feminine. So this is in contemplation, ideas, and actually this is a card of partial success. So when we were speaking at the first part about coming together and you can change the world, you kind of got the world in your hands, both of you. So yeah, there's that leap of faith. So it's taking that leap of faith now towards actually the partnership. Transformation. Okay, so it's about a new spiritual beginning here. Looks like ready for the new adventure. Enlightened adventure. Enlightened inventure. That's what I said. What's an inventure? That's like inventing lots of things on the go, isn't it? Oh, that would be awesome. Could you imagine an inventure? Your inventure. I love that. Okay, let's get some archangel guidance. That's like on a mission continuously, but you're not. You're just venturing into kind of new dimensions all the time, into the unknown. Okay, that's pretty deep. That's pretty awesome. If you can get your head around that. Gifts from God. We angels bring you gifts from your Creator. Open your arms to receive. So I'm going to read this one. I'm kind of just going to do this afresh because I'm struggling to remember. I don't want to have to keep thinking back. I probably will now to the reading, the first part of this reading. But gifts from God. Heaven is expansive and ever increasing. One of the ways in which heaven expands is through giving and sending love continuously. This love is sent your way in many forms, and your only task is to be willing to receive or believe. Okay. Right now, the answers to your prayers await your willing receptivity. Open your arms to these gifts. Your Creator wills that you be happy, healthy, secure, and that all your needs will be provided. Release any fears of receiving to me. So working with Archangel Sandalphon. So we know that Archangel Sandalphon was, he was an earth mortal, wasn't he? And then he kind of evolved into being an archangel. So let's see what working with Archangel Sandalphon. One of the Sandalphon's principal roles is to deliver and answer our prayers. Sandalphon says that every prayer is heard and answered, although the answer may come in a different form than we expect. All prayers are of equal importance in heaven, and there are plenty of angels to help everyone on earth. Call upon Sandalphon when you need help and allowing yourself to receive. Okay. Compassion. Soften your heart with respect to this situation and all the people involved, including yourself. It's the highest expression of love, compassion. So, let's have a look. I can help you forgive yourself and others, or to compassionately see everyone's point of view. You needn't change your stance or behaviour. It simply means approaching the situation with a loving heart, which empowers you and allows creative solutions to pour forth. Working with Archangel Zachiel. Zachiel's name means righteousness of God, and he helps us release unforgiveness towards ourselves and others. Ask him to come into your dreams and act like a chimney sweep, clearing away any emotional toxins from your heart. He'll ensure that everyone's needs are met and that emotional healings occur in miraculous ways. It's like softening your heart to the situation, and it would just heal. It would just allow this form of compassion to flow through you. Except for a chimney sweep, and I can hear my neighbour's hoover vacuuming. Right, let's get one more from here. Why am I picking my fingers? Beloved one, I am helping you with your spiritual soulmate relationship. It's like your gifts from God. Compassion. We spoke about the connection already. Love is in and around you right now. You don't need to search for it. Rather, by holding loving thoughts and conducting loving actions, you attract and manifest love in all aspects of your life. Call upon me to guide your thoughts and actions to bring romance into your life. Converse with me regularly about your love life. I can help you fall in love with your life and heal and manifest wonderful relationships. So working with Archangel Shamal. Shamal's aura is pale green, like a springtime leaf in the morning sunlight. You can feel close to Shamal's loving energy by wearing or carrying a green fluorite crystal. Okay. Right, What other guidance can we give? Daily guidance from your angels. Yeah, let's, oh, it says daydream. You will more easily hear and receive our messages if you daydream regularly. Relax and open your mind to receiving without directing your thoughts. Just notice any feelings, visions, or ideas as if you were watching a movie. This is the seat of creativity. I'm going to read this one because I've got to bear in mind that you don't have a gap between the readings. And we spoke about how many different options are maybe available. I believe we did. So I want to read this one because it's about being a master manifestor and manifesting these dreams into reality. Your visions. It's like your visions of what you see for the world. Okay. The angels sent you this card because they wish you to be open and receptive to new ideas. It's important for you to engage in daydreaming. Sorry, we've got a glare from the window. I've got to turn this page. It's important for you to engage in daydreaming now as a way to receive inspiration and wonderful ideas. Don't try to make anything happen. Just follow the trail of your thoughts naturally as they flow into new ways of looking at things. Write your ideas in a special journal and ask your angels for guidance on which action steps to take to enact these dreams. Take action without delay where you're guided. That's a real surrender, isn't it? Follow your daydreams. Follow the guidance, really. Okay. Additional meanings for this card. Be open to new possibilities. Allow yourself to dream big. Give yourself permission to relax and let go. Try something new that you've always wanted to do. Brainstorm with yourself or others for new ideas. We're still talking about the connection being kind of like bliss. That is about having a companion. So you're going to be able to brainstorm. And then it's the third energy. It would just be magnifyingly magnificent. It's just that the manifestations. Just due to the kind of coming together of this unconditional love that would just be a beacon for others to follow or to be drawn to. Okay. I've got a enchanted map. Let's see what wants to come out from here. I'll tell you how I'm feeling. I'm feeling old all of a sudden. I moved my leg then and I'm thinking it just takes so long for me to... It's like I can't move my hips, my legs. Not as flexible. And I'm sitting there thinking I feel tired and old. So, let's... Is it tired of the old? I'm not sure. Still being capable as we mature? I don't know. I don't know what that was about. I know I've got pins and needles in my leg though. We've got Spirit of Place. And making a choice. I can't remember if we used these cards outside, but what did I got a simplicity card, wasn't it? So, let's have a look at number 4, spirit of place. Authenticity is the essence of power. Our ancient ancestors believed that every place has a spirit looking after it or embodying it, just as we have a soul. The plants, trees, birds, mountains, and rivers have their own essences. When the spirit of place arrives in your reading, it says that the answer to your query is in the overarching theme of your circumstances. Is your question about a struggle? The answer is to relax and let go of your need to control the situation. If your inquiry relates to finding love, then embody love rather than long for it. Once you find the essential truth that underlies your question and then name it, you'll discover the answer you've been seeking. Your greatest power is your authenticity. I do believe I did say in the first part was, you get to be just you. That's enough. Let's have a look at this making a choice. You're required to come to a decision now. You're faced with a dilemma or a fork in the road and must make a conscious choice regarding the next right action. Whatever that choice is, you must take responsibility for it, yet you needn't be afraid. You may not have all the answers right now, because the way ahead can't be known until you've embarked and travelled a few steps. Trust your intuition, ask for a sign from spirit, and you will be led to the right path. If you remain conscious and aware, your choice will be the right one at this time. Life is always about learning. Success lies in choosing consciously, guided by intuition and spirit. Let's messages from your angels. As you honour and follow the guidance of your heart, prosperity is coming to you now. Your heart will just lead you there. Your daydreams, your visions, your, I don't know. It's Alice in Wonderland, the Cheshire Cat. Okay. You are confused. I've just got to do something with that bit of hair. It says you are confused and indecisive because you do not have enough information. Do research or seek expert advice before making a decision. I'm going to pull one more, and then I might read that one. When you take excellent care of your body, everybody benefits. Give yourself a relaxing treat today, such as a massage, sea salt bath, or pedicure. So it's definitely self-care. It's definitely this energy that I'm in today. Rest if you need to. Taking excellent care of your body. So I've just picked up on that, haven't I? Noticing my body. And it says, what do you desire right now? Visualize it and it will come about. Negativity will block your progress. So there's still this negativity here. Right, let's read this Melina about the indecision. You have felt like you are chasing your tail, looking at this option and then that option. This indecisiveness is exhausting you, dear one. Okay, that I've kind of come in. I've probably slipped into my masculine energy, haven't I? Okay. The reason why you're confused is that you do not have enough information to make an informed decision. Your choices appear too similar right now, but once you conduct additional research, your decision will become more clear. First, begin by asking God and the angels to enter your dreams and give you more information. Then ask your feelings to give you guidance. This means imagining what it would feel like to make this decision. Then imagine what you would feel like to make the other choice. Go deep within and notice how your body reacts as you try on the different options. If your gut or jaw tightens, this is a sign that something isn't right. If your heart flutters with warmth, there is a sign that you are on the right path. Before making your final decision, seek the counsel of wise friends and teachers whose experience and intuition can guide you. Okay, lots of options, but we knew that. There's making a choice here. We do have the masculine here. I'm going to say follow him. Following the advice. Actually following the advice that's given now. Putting it into actual practice. And that is just really visualising. But we still have this negativity. Okay, so let me actually just ask the tarot what the negativity is. That might be best. I've got the mermaids and dolphins sitting at me here. Okay, we're going to grab them over and just do it. Let's see if we can pick up on what this negativity is. This indecision. We know that there's lots of options, but okay, in the void. So yeah, still it's going towards the Two of Cups, but because there's 8 cups that have been walked away from, something's happening quickly. This is movement towards the Two of Cups. So it's actually just about doing it, I think. Yeah, trusting spiritual strength, quite worn out. So trusting, really mustering up. It's like everything to remember the path that you're following, because it's quite a solitude one at the moment. Thinking logically about the divine feminine, about her strength and her compassion and her love. Yeah, wanting to bring in a message. So the indecision is actually about reaching out. We have the 8 of Cups here. Okay, so leaving, it looks like the 8 cups have been left now. And that's really going towards the 2 on the way you come across, you know, personal self-discovery. Which I think we're already past that, so it's at the surrender stage of actually going from the 8 quickly to the 2 now. I'm not going to say it's been a quick process, but we're at that stage where he's walking somewhere, but he's going to get there quite quickly. And this is a communication, relocation, travel. And then we have the spiritual strength card, so 8 wands in the back there. Okay, you're kind of through the clearing. You're kind of standing on a clean path there. It's quite solitude. And you've kind of, you know, you've got you're supporting yourself. And you're thinking logically about ideas which we've picked up on. So a bit in your head, wanting to know the truth. This is the truth card. Wanting to be able to speak the truth. But the King of Swords is he's kind of not easily impressed. He's been around for a while, the King of Swords. I think it was last week, the week before, him and the Magician were not emitting a very nice energy. He was a bit in his head, but he actually seems to have really softened up. He looks like he's sitting on the edge of the cliff waiting to take that leap of faith. So he's actually there, what I'm picking up on, but he hasn't actually been a very nice energy over the last 2 weeks. He's been very kind of in his head, cutting out things, speaking quite harshly, and kind of just looking after his own needs, but in quite a harsh way. There was a very denial energy to him over the last, I'm going to say the last couple of weeks, but this has softened up. He's actually sitting on the edge of the cliff now, so he's right there. But he's thinking about the feminine's love and compassion, and also how she tames his beast. That's a very compassionate love there. And then we have the messenger. So it's actually about communicating, actually sending a message. So that's the indecision here. Now let's get these mermaids and dolphins, and then we're going to end on a Rumi. And we'll read all of it. At the bottom there it says, yes, your intuition is correct and take action accordingly. So I'm going to say it's just getting over this, because the Nine of Wands means that it's the last hurdle. I haven't thought of that card like that for a long time. It used to come out kind of when I was first studying. It was like it was the last hurdle. You've been through all this, now there's just one last thing to do, and it seems like it's the message. So it says, yes, your intuition is correct. Let's take action accordingly, I believe that's what it said. So divine magic. Extra magical energy surrounds your situation right now. Expect miracles. So it's going to say the next card that we pull, okay, we're going to have to pay extra special attention to, because there's opportunities, doors are opening all around for this situation. I'm not going to read the card, but the energy is the message. So let's just get one more. It says to simplify your life, eliminate clutter from your home and work life to balance the flow of activities. So that's how I ended with the the other parts of this reading was about the simple life. I'm going to get one more. So it's kind of like now it's out with the old and we're coming in with the new. A simple life. And it says it's playtime. The dolphins know the importance of playing, as joy creates miracles and manifestations. So there's a block really in manifestations if there's this sorrow energy, this tiredness. Playtime. Have I got the right book? No. Okay. Where? This card indicates that you've been straining and working too hard, and that you've lost your original focus. You're striving more out of habit than out of a clear direction. The dolphins ask you to stop and divert your attention through stillness and non-competitive play. Any kind of playfulness will shake up your ruts and routines and allow you to regain perspective on what is important and what is not. Playing is a magical form of meditation, as it opens your heart chakra and allows your creative spirit to tap in to divine wisdom. If your playfulness involves outdoor physical activity, the extra oxygen will also spark new ideas for you. Divine magic. I didn't even pick up the extra magic around the next oracle, and that is you're going to a simple life. There's no drama, there's no clutter. The work life and home life is just going to balance and allow the flow of activity. Eliminate clutter from your home and work life to balance the flow of activities. So I'm definitely going to read this card. There's divine magic around playtime and simplifying your life. Coming back to joy. Okay, so let's now read Simplify Your Life. Your energy has been fragmented and it's time for an adjustment. By drawing this card, you're asked to take drastic measures to simplify your life. This means clearing your home of unnecessary items, cancelling subscriptions to extravagant publications, saying no to demands on your time, getting organised, and being more effective with respect to your schedule. You may feel that such a project is overwhelming. However, if you take one day a week to whittle down the clutter, you'll feel an enormous lifting of weight from your soul. This results in an energy and esteem boost that will enable you to complete the task at hand. Your soul and body will thank you for your simpler life. Right, what's shouting out to me is because we've got this kind of, I've come in and I've picked up more of a masculine energy now, to more of a gloomy energy, okay? But I was going to share this, I think it was last night, and it just, actually, the reason, I don't know why I didn't share it, because I didn't like how the page, because it was a screenshot of a page from a book, but I'm going to read it to you because there's obviously a reason. And it says a word about depression. And the reason I want to read this is because it speaks about going and clearing out a drawer, doing anything, okay? Just tidy. You'll feel good. Just clear out something. So let me read this. Depression involves brain chemistry. Oh no, now I've got to read these. And neurotransmitters, which can be affected in many ways, such as through regular exercise. While you may decide you want to take an antidepressant to affect your brain chemistry and depression, keep in mind that pharmaceutical drugs used to treat depression and anxiety should be an adjunct to, not a replacement for, working through your emotions and developing new habits of mind and body as part of a healing process. Even if being positive and optimistic is difficult for you, make an effort to develop habits that support a positive mood and push yourself to make the changes you know you need to make. Depression can be a symptom of blood sugar instability, a sign of feeling disconnected from the divine, or even an indication that your vitamin D levels are low, or all three. So make sure you get your vitamin D levels up. Well, you kind of brought me indoors, which is, I was outside doing that, getting my vitamin D. Okay, so this hermitage, picking up something about this gloominess of coming in. As I said myself, I preferred being outside. The energy was more, okay. And now we're in. So, it can also be a sign that you're avoiding a difficult situation, such as leaving a bad marriage or work situation. Staying in that situation will only make it harder to keep your mood positive and to live agelessly. Well, we're definitely picking up on something, all right. How can we do this? We've got a feminine and masculine in my reading through me. Oh, bravo. What a show. Okay. I spoke about my body aching. That said, if your symptoms of depression and lethargy, I said I felt lethargic, is that how you say it, lethargy, are severe, you need to, thanks. That said, if your symptoms of depression and lethargy are severe, you need to get very serious about addressing the issue. Don't delay in getting help from a medical professional. Please know that medication for psychiatric problems can be a lifesaver. If you need it, do not hesitate to take it, bless it and stay on it. And most importantly, do something, anything to begin the process of recovery. Clean a drawer, sweep your front step, volunteer at an animal shelter. My colleague Bob Cooley says that creativity is the cure for depression. I completely agree. Sadness is meant to alert you to the need to grieve a loss and also take better care of yourself. It is not supposed to be a chronic condition. Your natural state of being is joyfulness. Recovery from depression is possible if you're simply willing to get moving in some way. That's perfect. Whoever needs to hear that, that's perfect. That's cool. I obviously screenshotted that. I think that was something that came up as a memory on Facebook for me of something that I shared before. I don't know what year it was, whether it was last year but I saw it and I thought, well, that's quite relevant. I like that. And I took a screenshot and I was going to put it on the Channel of Love Facebook page, but I didn't. And it was because I didn't really like how it looked on now. So we're touching on depression. We've come in, and the first part of that was saying, you know, antidepressants are good. They could be a lifesaver, but not to live on. You still have to, they will numb it, but you still have to actually deal with the underlying kind of issue. Otherwise, you're going to have to live on tablets forever. So it's like do the work whilst you're receiving the help through the medication. Okay. And that's quite hard. I remember once I was on antidepressants, and that was just after I had my first daughter. I suffer from what they called postnatal depression, and I found myself in quite an emotional state. Nothing with the baby, that my youngest daughter, well, I could take care, but I was more just angry elsewhere, especially directed towards my husband. They had me on antidepressants for 2 years. That killed the hell out of me. I was always off of them. I refused to take them, and then I would find myself back at the doctor's surgery and crying again. And he'd say to me, if you stop taking your tablets, I'm like, I don't want to be on those tablets. But I wasn't actually given any other kind of form of help until about 2 years later. Maybe not that much, maybe about 1.5 years. I was on these tablets for, because I kept coming off them, and they actually booked me in to see a counsellor. And I was talking about this the other day actually to my daughter, saying that every Wednesday I would have to go and see a counsellor. And what she actually said to me, I don't know if I actually want to repeat that because it was a bit of a shock, but I'm not sure if it's something that triggered me. I know that I did not tell her the truth about my life. I know that I left out lots. She didn't really delve too deep into asking me about that. So there was stuff I was not going to be telling her. And I didn't. How old was I? 22? Maybe? Yeah, I would have been 22, 23 when this is a long time ago. And I think I had about 6 sessions and walked away and was just, I don't remember getting anything from it, but I was shocked at one point when I discussed my childhood with her. And she just said to me, she just went to me, your mum's a bitch. And I was like, and she said, well, if your mum wasn't your mum, would you be a friend with somebody like that? Now, at the time, I was still going through a lot of childhood about my upbringing. And I really saw my mum's manipulation, but I become extremely close to my mum after that. That didn't affect our relationship. If anything, it made it stronger because actually I didn't like that being said, but I could see the truth within it. And some kind of forgiveness happened there. I'm not sure what it was, but I never told my mum about it. And it was like, I don't know, maybe I just saw a different way of why we behave the way that we do and looked from a different perspective. But something triggered me with that. I didn't like hearing that because actually I was very, very close to my mum, regardless of what my upbringing was like. And then I spent 3 years with no contact with my mum. So that was between 13 and 16. So I was it was a triggering of having a baby. That's what she was saying. It was a triggering having a baby that actually did not want to repeat them patterns. And then when it comes to having my second daughter, I was quite fearful that I would have postnatal depression again. No, did not. At all. So, yeah. For me, seeking postnatal depression, for me, I think we need to go a bit deeper, okay, instead of just medicating people. But that's what it took for me, and I have no desire to ever go and seek medical help for anything like that. I think that it's about, I don't know, delving deep. That's just me personally, because I won't take them, because it made me feel like a failure. That's what it made me feel like. And but it's part of my story. The time when I needed help on tablets, and they did help. And I didn't like that. I didn't like the fact I couldn't get to grips with my own emotion. And I think that was the thing that frustrated me the most. And in the end, they did actually kind of say, we can't keep you. I think this is deeper. Anyway. Depression. There was no reason for me to really feel depressed back then. I've been through a far lot more to have sent me into depression. And I've not once thought about seeking that. And I think it's every time I try and seek outside advice, it just doesn't resonate. And I wonder if that's kind of due to me raising myself, really, and just trusting my own intuition from kind of like the age of 8. So if it doesn't resonate with me, but we always seek it, don't we? Seek that person that just kind of gets you. It's kind of like that. Your therapy. It says set your sights higher. Increase your standards and expect more for yourself, and don't settle. That just really kind of shouted, don't settle for what others tell you. Branding's a lot of it. We've got morning affirmations. Say positive affirmations each morning to open the gates of manifestation. I'll pick up on that one because when I woke up this morning I was in a really teary energy, and I'm somebody that likes to wake and be quite positive, and the energy first thing this morning was quite low and depressive. And then I was absolutely fine after I'd actually kind of got out, and then this energy's coming back. Stay optimistic. Your dreams are coming true. Don't quit right before the miracle occurs. It's right there. So let's read this one, and then we're going to pull a roomie, and I'm going to go. I don't even know these videos together. Okay, that's not too bad, I think. An hour and 20 minutes. Okay, stay optimistic. It's a bit all over the place, isn't it? So, this is it. Your time has come. You're about to collect your rewards and your prayers will be answered. However, a bit more patience and guided action on your part is required. The extra weight and effort are definitely worth it. You're just about there, and this card asks you to keep your faith about miracles and heavenly magic. Use your imagination. That's the wrong card. Do this in the morning then. Okay. Use your imagination to visualize that your dreams have already come true. Your heart will swell with gratitude and joy, and these emotions will speed up your desired manifestations. Before long, you'll be enjoying the tangible results. Feels to me you just need to set your sights higher, raise your vibration. It's like dealing with depression, okay, acknowledging it, and actually having a serious look at the issues. I spoke about how it's aging. You feel it's aging and it's just down to your happiness levels. Okay, so let's get a roomie card. Do you know what song's coming to mind? Come on, get up, everybody. Come on, get up, everybody. Moving, moving, sliding, sliding. Come on, get up, everybody. Okay. That one. Okay, we'll take you. It stuck to my finger. Wouldn't go back in and then actually pulled out on my finger. Ah, beyond death is life. Card number 1. Okay. Yeah. Come on, get up, everybody. Moving, moving. I don't know the rest of it. I'm hoping I can see the glare myself, so I'm not sure I can really do much about that. Just going to have the reflection. Beyond death life. Footprints lead to the shore of the sea. Beyond that point, no trace remains. I am calling to you. Can you hear me? Listen. Within your heart, there I speak. My voice rings true. You are urged beyond what has been. The time has come. Lay it to rest now. This ending comes as grace to free you from all that you have known, for what you have known is now too small for your soul. Bear your uncertainty with equanimity. I am certain enough for both of us. Allow me to show you the light that you are, that burns within you, blazing angel of heavenly purity. I will unveil you to yourself. Undressing your ego, casting aside its layers, as tender as a lover, with unwavering attention upon the sacred body of light. You shall know yourself in truth, as pure beyond all experience, untainted, ever innocent as a pure vessel, stripped bare, ready for the divine revelation, as light, as life, and as love. And I feel really teary. Okay. That's touching the soul. Let's carry on. The soul craves variety because it leads to wholeness, and wholeness leads to divine revelation. The purpose of the soul incarnating in this world in the first place is to realize its divinity through the sacred crucible of life. The older the soul, the closer it is to the realization of divine oneness, and the more powerful its determination to shed that which will constrain complete and conscious immersion into the divine presence. So here you are, an old soul at the edge of something you have known, at the cusp of an ending and a beginning. Perhaps you are already in surrender and falling in, or perhaps you are fearful and resisting as you greet your unknown destiny. Yet this moment is happening because your own divine soul has chosen for it to be this way, so that love may grow. There is no punishment in this ending, nor is there anything to fear. There may be pain, there may be grief and loss, there may be uncertainty and even insecurity. Yet you have a big heart, yet you have a heart big enough to bear such growing pains. Your heart is even big enough to receive the joy that is lying in wait for you as you stumble across her in the course of your clumsy, inspired travails into new life. You can scoop her up in your arms and spin her wildly around as she delights in your embrace, throwing her head back and laughing her vibrant, contagious laughter, filling you with exquisite ecstasy. Yes, you shall know the truth, the knowledge that the divine is with you, guiding every unfolding moment of your life journey. No matter how dark it may first appear, the divine is with you in unflinching generosity, with compassion and with fierce passion for your blossoming into all that you are, all that you can be. So what must you do to receive this divine grace, this new life? You must be willing to face death. I don't know why I can't keep myself together. Okay. This part's going to make it even harder. It may be that death has come to you in the form of loss of a beloved one, a physical loss that takes you into the darkest despair of depths of your grieving heart. It may be death that comes to you in the ending of a financial or professional situation you once relied on. It could also be in the sense that you don't really know who you are anymore. Old identities having shown themselves to be inaccurate, mere ego, masked too small for the great being that you are starting to suspect you may be. Okay. Your death may be a choice to let go, to take a step in a new direction, to move house, to end a relationship, to change career, or to step away from a religious or philosophical tradition, or a group or teacher. Your death may not feel as though it has come by choice at all. It may be a sickness that leaves you feeling helpless, a relationship or other life circumstance changing when you wish with all your heart that it would not. Your transition through this death may be triggered by an inner feeling that you cannot quite pin down. Nonetheless, it powerfully propels you away from what has been and towards untapped possibilities, perhaps even towards great confusion, as you enter life in a new way, feeling even somewhat unprepared and uncertain as to what may lie ahead of you now. How you deal with this grace, hidden through it may at first appear to be under the cloak of crisis, is up to you. You have enough spiritual intelligence to shift perspective and to choose, if you wish, to rest your inner gaze upon what lies beyond the death. Gaze instead upon the new life that is calling you, when you know deep within that no matter what experiences you have had in your life, that you are untainted, you will be more easily able to trust in the love the divine has for you. You won't question your worthiness, and therefore you will trust in life more easily and more fully, no matter how much it asks of you at times. The divine is a relentless lover. It wants nothing less than your total being to be held in its embrace. Sometimes that means we will have to give up lesser loves for the greater lover, the divine one that calls us to remember our true nature. You are a blazing beautiful soul having an human experience that defies explanation and opens you up to divinity. This is what is happening in your life now, whether the death is obvious and painful to you, or whether you are uncertain as to how it is yet showing up in your life. Either way, there is an ending imminent and new life coming to you, with greater opportunity for your radiant soul to shine its beauty in the world. Grasp it eagerly, beloved. Now is not the time for fear or hesitation. Focus on what is becoming, whilst honouring what is no longer to be. Yeah, I've been watching. This really comes in actually because I haven't watched TV for a long time, not even like a film or. And I've started to spend some time with my youngest daughter. Like we hang out in here and watch telly. It's really nice. And we watch movies. The Matrix. Some movies she's never seen. We watched The Matrix, which was awesome. It so comes in with the now. And what else did we watch? No, Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels. I mean, she absolutely loved that one. It was one of the first DVDs I got when I purchased my first personal computer. That was back in 1998, I think that was. I've started watching, and she sat and watched 2 episodes because they're only on for about 25 minutes, but they're very heart touching, and they're on Netflix. And I came across it, and it's called Afterlife, and it's got Ricky Gervais in it, and he's awesome, and he actually brings forth the cast of The Office and Derek, which I was never got into The Office. That's a time in my life where I was not probably watching telly and things like that, but Derek, I absolutely love watching Derek. And it's called Afterlife. And his wife's passed away. And she's left him video messages, and he's just so angry, and he's just so depressed, and he's just not resonating with anybody. He's just angry at the world. And I can get that. to some degrees. My depression never went to that stage, especially, you know, when my husband made his transition. But I could get it. Anyway, there's a that might be something to watch. It's really about depression, moving on, and how really you just don't give a fuck sometimes when you are hit with challenging times. Understanding behaviours, isn't it? Okay. And feeling that you're just not resonating. So it's called Afterlife. I'm only on the 3rd episode. And it seems that he's now starting to actually connect with people that have actually lost a partner. So it's going to be interesting to see how this evolves. And but there you go. This has all kind of been coming in, which is there's always a reason why I'm guided to watch certain things, read out certain articles, and cry. So, sacred honouring ritual. Place your hands on your heart and say the following aloud. Rumi, who loves me unconditionally, I call upon your loving gaze. Yeah. I call upon your loving gaze and grace. Please help me release what I no longer need, what is too small for my great light. Help me recognise the purity of my own being so that I can more easily trust in the divine love calling to me, like an insistent lover in every moment. I breathe in your compassionate grace now. Thank you, my beloved. Keeping your hands resting on your heart at the centre of your chest, simply breathe in and out gently and easily, focusing on the feeling of your hands on your chest. Do this for as long as feels good for you. When you have finished, open your eyes. You have finished your honouring ritual. Let's leave it there for today. Okay. Take what you take from that reading. There was like 2 sides to that. 2 sides to every story. Okay. Right, guys, much love. Keep smiling. Stay optimistic. Miracles are on the other side of that door. They're right there. It's just seeing through the illusion. It looks like there's still some getting over, coming out of this depression. Out of this depression. Out of the dark night. Towards the 2. It's coming quickly. Okay. Take care, guys. I'll speak to you soon. Much love. Bye for now.